Welcome to the Javier Mendez podcast from Dubai and North Carolina. What a long difference that is. Well, Jav, looks like you're having a good day there. So we've been seeing a lot of news where people are like twisting the words of Khabib and painting him out to be a different character than you and I truly know him to be. And it's almost like some of the big media going over to the MMA media on a micro level, like how they, do all this clickbait and this spin stuff. And then when you get to the real story, it doesn't resemble it whatsoever. So you've been dealing with that. Is that more lately or just recently, would you say?
I'd say we've been doing this for a long time with all media. They grab a topic and they stretch it and they twist it. And it's not exactly what what's put out there, the clickbait as you call it. And it's like they're at times they make us look out to be like we're really different people, but we've been the same person all along. Like Habib's never been anything other than who he is now. Just an honest, says how he feels, and he's never been anything but that. So now sometimes they're turning his words into, oh, he's different, he's changed. But he has never changed. The only difference is that he's not talking about himself. He's talking about his teammates, and he's just saying the truth. He's just like, for instance, with Islam, he's 9-0, and he thinks he deserves the title shot. Well, what's wrong with pushing for your student, your friend, to get title shot when he's earned it, and you got to get the attention, and Justin Gagey, he's obviously earned it because he got it. So it's like I've always said, this is a sports entertainment. It's not sports first, because if it was sports first, then Islam would 100% get it, but it's not. It's entertainment first. And Justin Gagey threw a barn burner of a fight, and Islam's fight was not a barn burner. It was a one-sided, situation. So, that's what you get. It's like the same thing where, people get bitter and they'll say certain things, and it is because situations happen. Like, for instance, who's the best grappler in the lightweight division? Well, it's Dario Benush, and okay, well, where's that coming from? Like, you got.
You mean, I like how you made his name. It's Benil Dariush, but Dario Benush. I like the name.
Dario Benush. Yeah, I always get his name wrong for whatever reason. I'm sorry.
No offense meant.
No.
He's actually a very nice guy.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and he's definitely one of the top guys, But to make it like a statement like that, it's just like whatever. It's part of the fight game, You create what you want to create, and people believe what they want to believe, and that's okay. But the thing is, with Khabib, he's going to be Khabib, and catch him in a lie. That's what I say. And tell me if he's changed. Catch him in a lie.
Right.
If he stated his opinion, that's his opinion. That's not a lie. That's his opinion, right?
Right.
Whatever he says, if he says what he says, he does what he does. He doesn't have changed. I've known him for 9 years. He's never changed, other than the fact he got nicer. He's more generous. So
I'll bring the real point of the spear here, which was, I browsed over the article, I looked at it, I go, what's this? Looking at Israel Adesanya's coach going, oh, I don't like the way he's changed. He was different before. What he's done is he's changed positions. He's gone from fighter to coach. And, I wouldn't say Khabib has changed in any way. He's still humble. If they saw how he traveled and he didn't like, I get the suite, you guys go in the, stay in the trailer. He's always been about what's, equal and not wanting to be above anybody. He's not getting a yacht off Monte Carlo right now like Conor did. He's just keeping his lifestyle the way it is. He sticks to his religion and his culture. But people thinking that he got Hollywood is the farthest thing possible, as I know his culture to be. But media can make it look like he is, right?
Well, yeah, but they also got him into saying stuff too. So he goes on a tantrum, and then he goes further than he probably wanted. Then he covers back and says how he still likes those guys. So it wasn't like he really intended to say that. He just got caught in the moment. So those things happen all the time. They've happened to me too.
Well,
Eugene's a good coach. He's a good guy, you know, and he obviously his comments, you know, if he respected him, like you said, back for the way we were before, but now that they're like everybody else, okay, so that means that what he was actually saying is that he doesn't respect anybody in the whole MMA community because they were the only ones that way. So what about all the fighters you're trained? Because they're definitely that way. They're definitely outspoken and they should be flamboyant because they need to get attention, make more money. So, you
Right.
know, what he's saying, I don't know. It's confusion on me. It's like, okay, well, so you want to train people like Khabib then? So you don't want to train the guys you're training now? I mean, what are you saying? You know, that Khabib's people need to be, now you have no respect for him like you used to have? It's confusing. You understand what I'm saying? How can you make a statement like that and yet you train people that are even more vocal, more, you know, and they should be. And I'm applauding them for doing that because they're creating attention and creating
Right.
media. So I'm not against what they're doing. I'm just saying you can't be knocking somebody for the humbleness and this and that, this and that. All of a sudden talk about how now they're flamboyant when your people have been way more flamboyant than my guys have always ever been, ever.
Yeah.
Not ever.
Well,
My guys have never
even
been as flamboyant as that. So for me, it's like, you know, what are you saying? You know,
right.
what's your true message here? I think it's a mixed message. I think it's a mixed message because, like I said, you know, his guys are out there. I mean, Israel is hey man, he's one of my favorites for damn sure, and still is. You know, and I like the way he does talk. I like his talk, but he backs it up. You know, and that's the main thing. At the end of the day, you know, create attention, create a fight, make money, and fight. You know, and you know, being humble, this and that. I mean, where does that ever gotten Khabib when he was fighting? Look what it got him. No contracts. You know, so Habib's learned a thing or two about marketing, what to do and how to say things to create attention. So right now his attention is on Islam, to create Islam attention. And Islam is not doing it, but Habib's doing it. And I'm actually doing it also. I'm pushing Islam. But you know, I'm telling the truth in what I believe, and Habib is telling the truth in what he believes. You know, so my question is, if you don't like the flamboyancy of the cockiness, I guess you could say that Habib is saying, or I'm saying, well, then I guess we just have to see what happens when people fight Islam. Then we'll see. We'll see if there was really cockiness behind that or if there was real fact. But so far, it's been real fact. He's been destroying the people we said he would destroy. So let's see what happens.
People don't like the narrative. Coach says so. Habib says so. One's a former undefeated champion. The other one's a coach of many champions. Oh, these are true strong points of validation on this fighter, and he's winning. But let's go back and try to devaluate that because no one wanted to fight him in the top 10. So we're going to say he fought lower level people. Well, we're going to say this. We're going to say that. Well, 9-0 is not 9-0. It's like you can take statistics and skew them any direction you want to. But he get to the top 5, and that was over with even faster than the entry level guys, So that kind of shows you where it's at. You knowing, seeing him train with the undefeated champion and how well he does. And you've had 50, 80, 100 different looks in that gym when I've been there, when you had Islam, all different styles, organizations, weight classes. Islam's a stud always. That's what we know.
Of course. Right? Now, like I said, it's nothing on the coaches that talk. I mean, they're creating interest. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. It's nothing. I don't think none of this stuff personal, but it gets to where you need to talk about it, because when you got sports psychologists reaching out to you saying, we know how to clean your image. We know how to do what image, what you want us to change the narrative and not speak the truth and how we feel. Right. What? So you're gonna coach us how not to be ourselves. How does that make sense to me? It doesn't make no sense to me. Right. Khabib is going to be Khabib. I will never change Khabib.
No, what works.
He's going to be who he is. And Islam, it's like Islam is Islam. Umar is Umar. They're all different. They're not the same. Zubaira is Zubaira. All the guys are different. They're not the same. No one's the same. So don't try to say, oh, you guys all need to be humble, or you guys all need to be boisterous and go out there and talk this, talk that, make a big roar. That's not in their style. That's not in their style. You just got to let them be who they are. That's all.
It's a team. When Khabib has a unique position as a coach and an undefeated champion, there hasn't been one of those sitting around that I can recall in the history of the UFC. We had you were a world champion in kickboxing. He's a world champion in in MMA. But, you know, you've had your wins and losses over the last 30 years with your fighters. Not everybody's won 100% of the time, but a good percentage of your people have, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, the people that I personally trained, that I've personally hand-on-hand trained, I'm in the 90s, you know. The majority of my guys always win. The ones I train, not all the time, but the majority of the time, yeah, we win. And Habib's percentage is higher than mine, you know. So he's on track, man. He's on track, you know. But like I said, you know, if him speaking the facts and how he feels makes him cocky, then I guess he's cocky. But you know, it's his opinion too, you know, and you can't form an opinion. How many? I look at Hamzat Shemaya. I love what he's doing. He's out there. I'm gonna go over with Brock Lesnar, see who walks out, challenging DC to a wrestling match, and you know, hey, you know, he's creating attention. He's creating attention. So am I against what he's doing? No. It makes me want to watch him even more because he's a stud. So you know, this clickbait stuff, it works, you know, in the negative and the positive way, but it works either way. And that's what's happening here. It's just clickbait. They're saying, you know, the coaches, they're talking to coaches. Well, who are they talking about? They don't, who's the coaches? Do they even know who all Habib's coaches are? Or are they just referring to me and Habib? Because there's a lot of coaches that are in Dagestan that are great guys that no one even knows about that are great coaches. So who are they talking about who are very humble? So I want to be more specific. Talk about me being, you know, whatever, a cocky coach, whatever. That's okay.
You're far from it.
I'm still going to be who I am. I'm not going to change, you know, and I'm not going to attack them. Attacking them is not, you know, that's no, you know what? Prepare your fighter for battle. You battle their fighter, and whoever wins shakes hands and move on. And if they don't want to shake your hands, okay, no problem. Acknowledge you lost or you won and you move on. That's it. That's all you do. You know, I'm not looking to, you know, to say, there you go. No, it's a sport, you know, it's not real life, you know, it's a sport, and create interest in the sport, how you want to create interest and move forward.
That's true, though. I mean, it's not like you came here and after Islam's win, you're like, yeah, we got him. We know we had him. Blah, 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 blah. You're like, oh, okay, it was a good match for Islam. I'm happy for him. On to the next. You were just professional. It's kind of like, it is more sport-like now that you have Beneil and, you know, they're all managed by Ali. It has to be impartial. There can't be a skew on either side for this next fight, you know, with Beneil.
No, with Beneil, it's going to be very impartial. But Ali's that way anyways. Ali doesn't get involved, you know. But you know, he's a class act anyways. They're both class acts, both of them. There's not going to be no smack talking. I don't believe, not in this fight. I could be wrong because, you know, fighters are fighters, you know.
Maybe.
But I'm thinking there's not going to be anything. But there could be. There could be some. But you know, whatever costs interest, whatever costs people to tune in. I'm all for it. So, you know, I mean, that's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for more people to tune in, not less people. But there is a standard of overboard. And to me, the overboard standard is, number one, stay away from family. Number two, stay away from wives and girlfriends. Those are, to me, no-nos. Number three, stay away from religion, all religions. You know, all religions are off base. And number four, stay away from countries. You know, follow those four things, and anything else to me is okay. But those are the family, the wives and girlfriends, you know, and the religion and the countries, you know, those are big no-nos, man. Those are big no-nos. And outside of that, say whatever you got to say. It's okay. So coming at Khabib, is there change? That's okay. That's all right. That's not off base. That's not that he's not attacking families, not attacking any of the no-nos. So he's doing something that's actually getting attention. So it's good. Look, we're talking about it, right? We made this little podcast to discuss it.
So we saw that news.
Yeah, and so Submission Radio guys got a good topic question, and we got people calling up to clean the image of this and that. Well, what image? He's still the same person. He's still the same person 9 years ago. Just like I said, he's just nicer, he's kinder, because he has more to give, so he gives more. You know, so
he does. I mean, people. A great example would be, I like to bring up Nick. You know, the guy that was helping around the gym, and next thing you know, Habib's like, you're with us, you're with the team. And, you know, we may have Nick on in the future. Nick goes out there, he's filming at AKA for you right now. And he was just a guy that was having some tough times in life. But Khabib was not like, oh, you're not a famous star. He's like, come on, you're part of my crew. He looks at heart. You know, Khabib is about heart, right? You know, he's not like, what's your status? Oh, you're not cool enough to hang out with me. You're not The Rock, or, you know.
No, it's not about status. It's about who you are as a person, and whether you're real or not. He wants to know you're real. If you're real, then he's real with you. If you're not real, then he stays away from you, because he's real all the time. Habib doesn't play. He's real. He is who he is. He doesn't change who he is. But he won't bring you into the circle if he doesn't think you're real. He'll be very cautious, because too many times people have been around him that are not who they portrayed to be, and he took them in too quick. I know for a fact, because I'm really good at taking people in. I'm notorious for taking people in that are not trustworthy. I do that all the time, and I still do that, you know. And but that's just who I am, you know. I just have to be able to figure out who's good, and who's not, and move forward.
Well, if you weren't in your position, you probably wouldn't have so many propositions at some point. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't have people walking up to my door. Hey, you know, in California, maybe a little bit more, but not here. So I get it. But for you to see this media thing, you don't react to it. You see people take it out of context. It looks like there's a beef between Israel's coach and Khabib, or the AKA brand. Who knows what it is? You know, it might get twisted into that, but it's not really.
It's the submission guy radios just tagging on.
BJ Penn did it too. BJ Penn's.
Yeah, it is. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's like, hey, create news, whatever. Do what you got to do. At least what I'm saying is they're not. You attack the fighters, you attack the coaches. Hey, it's okay.
Right.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Go ahead. It's okay. It's the others that are not okay. You know, the family, the wives, the girlfriends. You know, to me those are no-nos. In religion and country, those are no-nos. These guys have done none of that. You know, like Eugene has done none of that. He's attacked us coaches and Khabib, not liking their characters, and that's okay. And my question to him would be is like, well, then whose character do you like then? Because none of your guys are anything like what you're saying. So That's what I'm saying. So who is out there like that then? Because, you know, I know Khabib to not have changed. He's still the same person. And is saying things to push Islam Makhachev? Of course he is. Of course he is. That's his job, to push his friend to the title shot. But he's stating his opinion, and his opinion is not incorrect, you know. But again, this is sports entertainment. So, you know, the end result it comes down to what Dana thinks. And Dana thinks, hey, that fight was like one of the best fights of all time. And they both performed. And he had said that whoever performed the best is who he was going to give it to. And obviously they go with the numbers. They do the analytics. They look and see who's got the biggest numbers and who potentially the biggest payday. And they're going to do what's best for their company. And that's what's going to happen. You know?
It would be like you going, I think Nate Diaz needs to be more humble. He needs to stop, you know, being so Stockton and really, you know, act more like a church-going family man or something like that. It would be similar to that kind of statement. You're like, why would I even say that? Why would you even say that?
Nate Diaz wouldn't be Nate Diaz if Nate Diaz didn't get to talk the way Nate Diaz talks. Nate Diaz is look what he's done. He's a superstar, you know, because of why? Because he's Nate Diaz. He walks the walk. He is who he is, you know. Well, Khabib's the same thing. So guess what? Same thing, superstar. You know.
Well, I think that you've had a chance to be around fighting since the beginning. And, you know, certain things don't trigger you. As a new guy might be upset about something. You're like, I've seen this before. They say this happens. It's a circle. And then it just, you know, goes another direction, right?
Yep.
Pretty much.
That's what it is. Yep. So, all right. Cleared that subject up. So move on. I got to take care of some other things, but so.
No problem. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye.
See you, buddy. Bye.